Hi Kaitlyn, thank you so much for joining me this afternoon to chat with us about your running, your endurance running. So we'd classify you as an endurance runner. We've interviewed a couple of our sprinters already. So tell us how you got into your running.
I mainly got into my running because my parents did it when I was younger. So I think I kind of like looked at my parents and was like, oh, I kind of want to try that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to my first club was North Devon Athletics Club. And I went to that club and I kind of like, I don't think I was like that into running, but I kind of just went because it was like a club to join. And
Yeah.
then I just kept training and yeah.
Yeah, just took off from there, didn't you?
Yeah.
So you just got quicker and quicker and realised it was something that you were really good at.
Yeah.
And I know your parents have been a big influence. Tell us a little bit about that. Who has been the big influence on your running so far?
Well, I think both of my parents have because they've done it from like, my mum ran when she was like my age and
Yeah.
she was really quick when she was my age. And then my dad, he went to the Commonwealth Games
Yes.
in Melbourne in I think it was 2007.
I don't remember
So,
the date. Yeah.
yeah.
So you've got some good genetics, good
Yeah.
pedigree there. So what
Yeah.
was he a hurdler, 3,000 meters, something like that?
Yeah, steeplechaser.
People
Yeah.
that's it. Brilliant. So tell us a bit about, you've progressed, you've got your training, you're part of the Harriers Running Club in Cheltenham. Tell us about some of the races you've done and which that you're most proud of.
So the race that I'm most proud of was English schools that happened last year in 2020.
Yeah.
That was like the last race I did before the whole coronavirus thing started.
Yes.
And I came fifth in that race and I managed to get my first England vest, which I was really pleased with.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I remember that because you couldn't then actually run in the final
I
England.
know, yeah. I
Could you?
know.
But what did they do with the vest?
They still gave us the England vest, which I was really like proud of that I got it,
Yeah.
even though I wasn't able to run in for England in the next race.
Uh-huh. So your sights are probably set on achieving that another year.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen this year yet, do we? But fingers
No, I
crossed,
know.
do some races soon.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And what about the mental side of running? It is a tough endurance sport. You've got to push yourself incredibly hard when you do your interval sessions and when you race, and you've raced so many cross-country races, and those are just so hard. Tell us a bit about how you cope with that side of it.
So when I'm doing sessions, I think the thing that helps me cope with that is knowing what pace I need to stick at.
Yeah.
So because my coach sets up this plan and he says you have to run this at threshold pace or interval pace, and that kind of like helps me get through that session because I know what pace I need to go at. Because if I didn't have that, then I'd be a bit lost and I'd probably be like, oh no, I can't keep going with this.
Yes.
But the fact that my coach has tailored that to me, I know that I can do that because it's the paces that I am able to run at.
Yes.
And in a race, I just look at the person ahead of me and I just keep like them in sight. And
Yes.
if someone overtakes me, then I try and just stay with them.
Yes. Have you ever had in a race a thought that you just want to stop or slow down, or has that not happened yet?
Yeah, that has happened before. I think it happened more when I was younger and I wasn't like as I was more towards like the back. It would just feel a bit like, oh, I just want to stop.
Yeah.
Especially like I think there was a race in Loughborough. It was part of the cross challenge series. It was the inter-counties.
Yes.
And I came very near the back and I just wanted to stop through that race, but I did keep going.
Yes.
So
the good thing is, it sounds like the better you've become, the more motivated you've become to stay at the
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And tomorrow you've got a bit of a time trial then, haven't you? So what have you got to do tomorrow?
So tomorrow I'm doing a 15-minute time trial. So I'll run for 15 minutes to see how far I can get. I'm hopefully aiming to get over 2.5 miles because I have ran 2.5 miles before in 15 minutes, but that was like quite a while back. So I'm hoping that I can like get over that.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. You've trained really hard in lockdown, so I'm sure you'll
Yeah.
be able to do it again. So you're going to go out at what pace to do that?
I'm gonna try and go out at 5:30 pace and then try and stick that because I did a 5 mile time trial, and I think my first 2 miles were at roughly, my first mile was at 5:27 pace,
Yeah.
and then my second mile was like a bit slower, but it was around 5:30ish pace. So hopefully I'll be able to
Yes.
keep that going.
And I think Mum and your sister are going to do it with you, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
And maybe get Dad on the bike to keep you
Yeah.
all going. Brilliant, excellent. And tell us, before we talk about the talent program that you're on at the moment, tell us a little bit about your ambitions for sort of, it's difficult to talk about this year, I suppose, but in the next 2-3 years, what do you want to be doing with your running?
I do want to go on and represent Great Britain. So if that's in like the cross country or anything, like, because there is a European cross country trials, and they're held within the cross challenge races.
Yes.
So you run those, and then they select people to represent Great Britain for cross country.
Yes.
So I have ran against the girls in that race like last year.
Yeah.
So I'm hopefully I can maybe get a vest to go and represent Great Britain.
Yes. The cross challenge series would be happening now, wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would. They happen.
When's the latest one?
Every month.
Every month. And when's the latest one?
I think the last one is the Loughborough one, which is it counts as the inter-counties one.
Yes. I'm just wondering whether that might actually take place or not. Is it before March or after March?
I'm not sure. I think that one is, I'm not sure actually when that one is.
Yeah. It'd be lovely to think that it would happen again, but we don't know yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So tell us, again, thinking about races and competitions and when you've done really well, tell us what you'd like to celebrate with. What's your favourite meal to celebrate with after a big race or a great session?
Well, my favourite meal is spaghetti bolognese. So if I have spaghetti bolognese, then I will be very happy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Anything kind of like naughty afterwards? Ice cream, biscuits, chocolate, or not really?
Probably chocolate.
Chocolate, nice.
Yeah.
Good. And yeah, so the other thing I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about, Kaitlyn, was the fact you're on the youth talent program for endurance runners. So 20 people were selected. You had to fill in an application form to be selected. Tell us a little bit about that and a little bit more about it.
So the youth talent program it's like an extra A level, so you get 60 UCAS points at the end of the program, and they help you with your psychology, with running, your nutrition, like they help you with your strength and conditioning training, and like it kind of just helps with that sort of stuff. It also helps with like the wider knowledge of running and like, you know, sorry,
drugs and stuff. You did a session on
drugs in sport and like how important it is that you can just get called at any time to do a drugs test and stuff. So you need to watch what you are putting into your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if you get a cough, you have to be careful with the cough.
Yeah, you have to be careful with like different medicines and stuff.
Yeah. So you've done that session. You've done a session on strength and conditioning. Tell us a little bit about what you had to do for the strength and conditioning session.
So for the strength and conditioning sessions, we had to film ourselves doing a squat, a lunge, a lateral brace, a push-up, and the double to double jump, which is a jump that you set 60 centimeters apart, and then you jump from one side to the other, landing in a squat.
Yeah.
And you have to film yourself from front view and side view.
Yeah.
And then you watch back your videos and you see where you're going wrong with it.
Yes.
So when I was doing like the squats, my knees would like bend a little bit in, like one of my knees would go in and then my hips would shift from like middle to the right side, which shows like I'm weaker on one side than the other.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting to see, like, you may think you are doing it right, but you're not.
Yes. I mean, that's really useful feedback for any of us, isn't it? Just now we're sort of having to do so much at home and so much on our own. Actually videoing ourselves doing some of our strength and conditioning is a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, to see if you're doing that movement right, because otherwise you're not benefiting from that movement, and you can get into a habit of just keep doing the wrong movement.
Definitely. Then you could actually go the other way and become injured, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could get injured, yeah.
Oh, well, Kaitlyn, that sounds amazing. And if it's 60 UCAS points, that's brilliant, because it just adds to your tally of points for your university
Yeah.
applications that you'll do next year. Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kaitlyn.